art in the public domain. You have many challenges. Context is very important. The city you're in, what is it that you wish to convey? The themes play a critical role, how it all coheres, comes together. The architecture has to become part of that experience of creating the artwork. The idea is to make it very site-specific. This is more than a journey of just doing an interior. So it's my 21st century tribute to something that was masterfully created in the 6th or 7th century. We have a wonderful, playful term for flying objects in this country called Udan Khatolas. We bought ubiquitous objects of everyday use and compiled them together into these fantastical machines. What has become probably the most amusing metaphors for objects flying in the sky, the Udan Khatola. So there are about 100 odd installations that have been made with about 1,500 artists and craftspeople collaborating together to create 3.5 miles of artworks, 30 murals, all of which are kinetic. Our subcontinent became famous from its principal export was textiles, and I hadn't paid a tribute to the textile traditions of our country anywhere else. So I thought what would be appropriate is, as people wait for their bags to spew out on this river, that the little island in the center would celebrate the tradition of containers from our country. It is so difficult to find the appropriate material to get this lightweight ribbon that configures the dragon and the leograph and the clouds. So we first made it in a very heavy metal structure, almost like a ferrous cement. Nobody could lift it. Then a whole new system was found whereby a foam was cast almost and carved out and reinforced to create these forms. We're lucky as creative people, we are always walking the thin line on success and failure. So this whole section is about India Moves, where I had boats from Kerala that were positioned away from the wall. So this section of India Moves begins from here. It goes almost 60 feet from bottom to up. It goes on to contemporary renditions of Bombay. It moves on to chappals and kharaos and foot, because a large part of India, as I said, moved on their feet on pilgrimage. Outside Jaipur airport, in a little dhaba, I was amused because the owner had called it Cheel Gadi. So I said, what is Cheel Gadi? He says, aeroplane, because it's a gadi which goes like a cheel up and soaring into the sky. So I wanted to make a haveli for the airport. Having made it, I wanted it to be called the Cheel Gadi Haveli. So everything that was on it was not just about gods and goddesses, but it was about things moving. And of course we had Bhupinder, who was a very evolved very fine contemporary painter, and we had Lal Singh Bhati from Jodhpur with his team of traditional painters. Lal Singh is a master craftsman, and we all sat together and we started visualizing everything that suggests movement in India. One has to de-school, live on an edge, on the making of things with the hand, very influenced by the fact that this supreme instrument is what distinguished us from being monkeys. This tool-making capacity of this incredible instrument developed our mind, our brains, and made us who we were. So respect for work done by hand. So that's the purpose of all the artwork that you see here. The profound mythologies that created these masterpieces, and then examining them in terms of contemporary meaning. I think that it will bring an enormous energy into the fields we work in and creativity if we could have access. I also believe that what culture can do, politics can't. This piece here was just lying on the ground. It just so happened that it actually faced Mecca on that wall. Now the guards being in front of it. So after they finished, I said, "Do you know what this is?" He said, "No." So I said, "Well, here is the Makhdoom Sahab, here is the Gurudwara, here is the temple as part of Srinagar's composite culture." So they looked at each other, smiled and said, "Tab to hamari dua kabool ho gayi." It's a celebration of what our country, our subcontinent can produce. It's a celebration of a sector that has been made marginalized, that has been devalued as sunset. To me, this is the sunrise. This is the future of India. It's not the past. It's a living future of India. And everything I've done so far is not accessible to the large number of the people who have given me everything. I'm waiting for someone to ask me to do a hospital or to do a railway station or to do something even more accessible. So art in public space is what I want to spend the remaining part of my life in.